Welcome to One, the mini podcast project. I'm Anthony Cruz, and today is Friday, March 10th, 2017. Hey folks, we made it to the end of the week. How you feel about that? I have to tell you, it's been a pretty rough week, but for the most part, it was good overall. It was rough, but it was good. Got a lot of stuff done. Uploaded the new episode of Creators Corner Creations. That's online now, so the new season started. And hold on, I think this might be just a little bit too loud. But yeah, man, a lot of stuff's happened. Hey, how about that, Logan? Logan did very well opening weekend. We're talking about $88 million. That's a buttload of cheddar for the man with 6 claws. He slashed our way to our hearts, folks. It's a damn good fucking movie. A lot of the feels, like that little girl that's in there playing X-23. She's pretty damn awesome. She got that snot nose crying going on in that movie. She's trying to take that Viola Davis money right there. She's trying to get that Oscar. And you feel it. You feel for the character. Patrick Stewart's a fucking gem in this movie. It was great. I mean, anybody needs to see that. Got to take the time to go see that movie. And what was the other one? Get Out. Man, what an awesome debut by Jordan Peele as a director, as a writer for a major motion film. And what's awesome about that movie cost what, $5 million and made 30. Now that's not Logan money, but shit, that's a lot of damn scratch. That's nothing to bark at. Making that kind of money off a $5 million budget. They're definitely going to tap him again to write more stuff and direct more stuff. So that's pretty awesome. News has been pretty light for the most part. But one of the biggest things that people are still talking about, and it's been like, what, 3 fucking weeks now? The whole Ben Carson comes out and says pretty much slaves are immigrants. Wow. That is some shit. That is... that's a level of balls tempered in steel and glazed with aluminum sheen for maximum reflectiveness to say some shit like that. I'm beside myself, and I didn't comment on it before because I was just like, I gotta think about this more for a second. I was like, wow. The responses have been insane. One most notably came from Mr. Sam Jackson. Basically, he summed it up to like, motherfucker, please. Motherfucker, please. I gotta love it, man. You know, and what's amazing is that level of audacity to say some shit like that with no repercussions whatsoever. Like, that's like saying that. That's like someone saying they're envious of people with Parkinson's because all that shaking they're doing is great cardio, and that's why they got good bodies. That's the level of fucking stupidity that is pretty much dominating that man's fucking thoughts. Oh my goodness. And you know what? Like, you could blame Ben Carson all you want. He's the one that said it. But you know what? I blame Trump. And I'm not in the business of blaming other people for shit when they do something. I'm not in the business of actually pointing the finger at anybody when shit goes down. But in this case, you could clearly blame Trump. Here is a man who pretty much says whatever the fuck he wants with almost no consequence. No consequence whatsoever. And we elected this man president. And that just opened the fucking floodgates for everybody else. He's like, I'm going to say some shit this week. I mean, a man tweets The man fucking tweets. No president before him has tweeted. Granted, tweeting has only been out for like fucking, like what, 10 years? Maybe, what, 10 years maybe? I don't know when fucking tweeting came out. I didn't jump on the tweet game until maybe like a year ago. I drew the line at Facebook. I was like, how instant do I want my fucking shit to be? And the only reason why I jumped on the tweeting was because I had started Art Graphics Inc. and it was on the throes of Creators Corner and all that stuff. So I said, you know what, I have to get involved. So I opened up a Twitter account, and I opened up what the fuck is that called? Because I hardly use it. Instagram. And I barely on the Instagram. I may post something up every once in a while on Instagram. But Twitter, I'm on all the fucking time. I don't post a lot except for when I'm posting new content. But I digress. I'm trailing off the fucking thought. But here's a man who tweets. He's a fucking president who tweets. And then one of his latest ones was that Obama was wiretapping him during the election. and like a few days later, it was like, oh, Obama was livid. He was pissed off about the tweet. I can't even imagine what that was like. Oh, this motherfucker. I really wish I could do an Obama voice. I'm gonna have to practice my Obama voice. I could do a Bill Clinton pretty well. I do a Bill Clinton all right. I like to think that he's always like out of breath. Like I think about how Bill Clinton addresses everybody, and it's entirely the same. It's almost like he's about to lose all his air. So I think about it like that. But I gotta work on Obama. He has a very distinct way of talking. I gotta try that one. And watch his mannerisms. But but yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of audacity to just be like, you know what? There's a reason why only a few people can become president. You got to become presidential, right? That means you got to walk the walk, talk the talk, able to rub elbows with other leaders of the world, able to talk with a way without, damaging the reputation of not only the presidency but the administration as well. And he was a man who threw all that shit out the window. President Comeover gets in office and starts tweeting fucking away. Oh man. No president before him in the years that we had cell phones has ever carried a cell phone. Never carried a personal cell phone. It's always been taken away. Here it is. He's the one with the cell phone. How the fuck does that happen? But the one thing that people got to remember is that they wanted something different. They wanted something different in office, and you can sort of kind of go on and say, well, you know what, people didn't come out and gone to the elections and voted. People who were Democrats, but I don't think that's it at all. I think most of the time, it's the people who are just out there. There's a lot more suburban and rural than urban areas. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot more open land than there is cities. to be rather simplistic about it. And I think just everyone in droves in these in from the sticks to the backwaters towns, they all came out, all voted, and wanted something different. I don't know what else to say about that. Like I said, had I known more about Bernie Sanders, I think I probably would have voted for him during the primaries instead. But yeah, well, that's the gist of it. But man, fucking Ben Carson, holy shit, wow! And and people saying, well, you know what, he might get impeached. We're talking about Trump. He might get impeached within the first 2 years of his presidential run. If that's true, fine, but I won't be surprised if it goes 4 years. But I just want to hear all the shit that's going to be said. I mean, wow. Anyway, besides that, so I'm back with season 2 with the Creators Corner Creations. Now I'm doing something different. Like the first season, what I did was I targeted Facebook profiles, and I would take a person based on their profile and select a photo or a series of photos that I can kind of pull some inspiration from. And I mean that's it. Like, I would go in there and I'll do these artworks based on the profiles, and it wasn't hitting the level of creativity that I was looking for. So I went in, and when I decided to do season 2, I changed the name from Creators Corner Creations to Creators Corner Concepts. And concepts allow me to hit a wide range of ideas, including choosing profiles. Because if I see somebody's profile and I think it's really unique, I can pull that profile and do a really abstract sort of artwork based on it. I can do a sci-fi interpretation of that profile, or just do some random images. The first one I decided to do Captain Crunch, if he was like a real pirate. I got a twisted sense of humor, so I'm thinking like he's on a crash boat and his treasure is Captain Crunch and Crunchberries, and they're all like tossed around in the hull of the ship. And it's not water on the floor, it's milk. There's a broken bowl. I got a warped sense of humor, and anybody who knows me knows that for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it light. I'm not trying to get too dark on this one. And then like the last one I did before was kind of like serious, and yeah, no, I just want to bring that up. Just bring the whole thing up a little bit. Hence the whimsical music in the background. I really got nothing to say this time around. So, what else is going on? There are a lot of shows. A lot of my favorite shows are starting to come back to keep it pop culture related. So, what was it? 24 has been back in a major way. They did was it season 8 of 24 with Kiefer Sutherland, and that did well because they changed the format. Instead of 24 hours, 24 episodes equaling 24 hours based on the show 24, they did 12 hours. Even though it's still called 24, they did 12 1-hour episodes, and that format seemed to work really well because they were able to cut the fat from the show and just keep it high pace, keep it going, boom, boom, one thing after another. And then, at some point during the show, they'll time jump so that the premise of the show doesn't make, to keep the show making sense. And then 24 just being a number rather than 24 hours of a day. They'll time jump ahead an hour or two or 12 hours or whatever the case may be to tie out 24 hours. And the format worked really well. It was a lot of action, a lot of stuff going on. So now they brought back the show, but Kiefer Sutherland is no longer on. They got this cat, the kid that played Dr. Dre in Compton, Straight Outta Compton. hell of an actor. He's really good. He plays the main character of this show. I gotta get you the name. I forget the name. Like I said, I'm bad with this shit. And ask me if I do any preparation before these things. Like I will write shit down. No. I fly from the fucking hip, like I always do. But I'll promise, I'll get better. I'll change. So yeah, the show's been kick ass, man. It's been nonstop every week, man. I look forward, and I'm normal on my CW shows every Monday. Nah, man, that shit's on DVR. I'm going to Channel 5, watch that shit as it plays. So that's back, and then Fox is also bringing back Prison Break, which is another one of my favorite shows. Awesome show. You have to this what do they call it when you suspend disbelief, basically, because you know that show will take you to fucking places that you're like, all right, but it's fucking wicked good, man. Really, really good. And I binge watched season 1 through 4 and the movie that they had. They got it all on Netflix, just so I can catch up, because I'm like, I know when I watch the series, spoilers if you already seen it, but something happens and they're like, there's no way they could do another show. But yeah, they're doing it. They're bringing it back. And anybody who watches Legends of Tomorrow know that Wentworth Miller and Dominic Purcell play two characters on that show. Wentworth Miller played Captain Cold on The Flash, and also on Legends of Tomorrow. And Dominic Purcell played what the fuck is his name? Pyro, whatever. He likes fire. He likes blowing shit up, likes setting shit on fire. And they were always a good pair on Prison Break, and then to see them reunited on the show, and now they're gonna be reunited again back on Prison Break. It's never a more fun time to be a fucking nerd. I have to tell you, it is by far the most awesomest thing ever. You know? But yeah, I mean that's pretty much the gist of it. It's just a lot of cool shit. Games are dropping like a motherfucker too. It's hard because we all have responsibilities and bills, but man, when you got a lot of good stuff, it's painful. But like I said, I was gonna keep this shit light, but they got some good shit coming out. What was it? If you Xbox players, PS4 players, they got the Ghost Recon that's out, Mass Effect Andromeda, and there was one more. Horizon Zero Dawn, and what else? There was another freaking game that's coming out. Oh, and a major update on No Man's Sky. Holy shit! Look, biggest controversy of 2016 was them releasing No Man's Sky, and people were livid that it was not what they thought it would be. They felt that the initial screenings of the game was misleading when the final product came out. And Hello Games, since its launch, has been very mum, very quiet about their intentions, but they've been consistent in releasing updates, patches, and stuff like that. And they had two major patches since the game release. One called the Foundation Update, which added base building, freighters, graphical upgrades, all 9 yards. And that was a huge update. That was almost like an expansion pack within itself. And then, they went quiet again, released some updates, some fixes, bug fixes, and then came spanking with this new Pathfinder update, which adds ground vehicles. They added so much shit in there. I'm reading the patch information, the update information, and I'm just shaking my head. It's like, holy shit. And they're not done. I can only imagine what this game will turn out if they keep on providing for this game. And since the game launched, they have not asked for a single solitary dime. And they've said, we're going broke. We're going broke. They charge this game at a full price. And that's a $60 game. And when you got the game, people are like, this should have been a $20 game. Like, this is bare bones. This is nothing this is boring within the first hour. And there's been a very, very core group of people, fan base, that's been playing the game nonstop. They've unlocked everything they need to unlock so far. And a modding community that's just been creating stuff for the game unofficially. And the game has really taken up, a cult following. These dudes had scored an award, an innovation award, despite all the controversy. So they got a real product on their hands that they could build upon. So I've been a supporter. I understand people's gripes with it, but it really started gaining momentum after all the hoopla was done about being gypped. They were facing death threats, legal ramifications. It was fucking crazy. And for those listening who don't know what No Man's Sky is, it's a PC, computer, and PlayStation video game. It's like a survival video game that's allows you to traverse the universe, basically. Think about being here on Earth, jumping in a ship, taking off, and then going anywhere you want. This game has a universe of over 18 trillion planets that you can fly to, land on, observe the life on the planet, animals, plant life, I was gonna say geometry like an asshole. Geography. Let's say. But yeah, you can check all this out, and you can build your ship, and you build your resources, and you build a base, and all kinds of stuff. It's really cool, and like I said, you can fly to any star, any planet, and the core of the game, the basis of the game, is to get to the center of the galaxy. You can traverse the whole galaxy, basically. Even though there is no Earth, there's no Saturn, no nothing, so there's not real planets. But all the planets are procedurally generated. So you'll land on a planet and it's never the same, unless it's one that you've already been to. So it's a really ambitious game. All the animals and plant life are all procedurally generated, so they all look different. Some are really big, some are really small. You have ocean life. You go into the water. So if the planet has water, sometimes it's a scorched planet and it has no water. So it's a really huge, ambitious game, and I fell in love with it. I really did. It's time consuming though. I mean, like it's something that you do if you want to relax. It's not like any other game where you're like shooting a lot of things. There's things to shoot at. There's things to explore and stuff like that. But it's not like a wholly exciting game as far as like it gets your adrenaline pumping. No, not at all. It's a very slow, a very relaxing, time thinking kind of game. So anyone who's looking for something to pass the time away, there's a whole crop of games that you can look into that are just for casual players or serious casual. I call them serious casual players because you have like Sims. They're like Sims. You have to know what you're doing to make the game work for you. You can't just like really pick up and play and it'll be easy. No, you got to think about some of the things that you do. And this is one of them. And I'll do I'll do a podcast and I'll talk about the other stuff. But there's some ones out there that are really like out there, but they work. But they work and they got a core following. So they may not be mainstream, but they're definitely popular. And that's my rant for today. That's my rant. And I thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time on 1-on-1. And we'll see what happens this weekend. I'm going to go see Kong this weekend. So I'll come back and let you know how that was. And that's it. And there's going to be more on the pipeline. So be looking out for the Creators Corner Creations. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. at Tone and Stereo. Go to my art page, my website, artgraphicsinc.com, and subscribe. Like my Facebook page. You can do it right from my website. All you gotta do is click the button. Subscribe. The shit is free. Help me get to 100 subscribers, because you know what happens? Then I get a custom URL. And when I get a custom URL, I get to have an actual name instead of a series of fucking hieroglyphs that links to my YouTube channel. I get to have a name, so I can call it Creators Corner. See how much simpler it is? And I can put that in links. And you can click on it and go to my page and watch my videos. So, do that. Help us out. Help us grow so we can create better content for you. Bigger and better things. Okay? So, thank you all, and I'll see you next time. Peace!